it's me again. March 19, 2021. Another sunny, beautiful day in downtown Toronto. I'm going for a walk just so that I can get a little bit of movement in and work off some of these calories that I keep inhaling. And I also wanted to show you the construction and give you kind of a sample of what the sound and noise is like constantly between like Mondays and Saturdays. But it seems as though they're on break right now. And this has been the main construction site that we've had to deal with, myself and all the residents around here, for the last year. But in the last couple of weeks, there's been 2 other sites that have opened down there that's been drilling and stuff like that. So the sounds around here has been really insane. And what I'm going through is what I'm going through. But just with COVID, people staying at home, and everybody has their individual situations, whether it's like work stress, personal stress, family stress, relationship stress, whatever it might be, and having to deal on top of all of that, being at home and maybe in close quarters, because let's face it, like these units and these buildings aren't huge. And then to have to deal with construction noise and all of that, it's just been not a good thing. And I just worry about a lot of people's mental health, honestly. But anyway, I was hoping that I can give you a taste of like what the crazy sounds are like around here. But I'm sure you can maybe imagine what it would be like in a construction site, or 3 construction sites as it turns out now. There's a lot of drilling and crap like that. Anyway, I'm going for a walk now. Thought I'd take you along. And there might be some other stuff that Joe and I are doing later on tonight that hope to take you along with as well. So, all right. So one of the things that I've noticed from, I think, this whole like staying inside as a result of the pandemic and my diagnosis and chemo and all this kind of stuff is that I've lost my sense of balance. And I've always thought of myself, or kind of known myself to be someone with a decent balance, like whether I do yoga or other kind of like physical activities. I'm like, yeah, I have decent balance. I have pretty decent lower body strength and all that kind of stuff. But that's all changed this last year, and especially since being diagnosed and doing chemo and all that kind of stuff, where like just getting up from a chair sometimes is just sort of like wobbly, and it's such a weird feeling, because that's not something that I've known about myself. That's not a way that I've like experienced myself up until now. So I'm hoping that with the vaccine, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to be eligible for the vaccine in the next month or so, at least for the first shot anyway. And just with better weather coming, and things beginning to turn around in different ways, that more people are also getting vaccinated, that it'll be safer to do and be outside more, and getting my lower body strength and my balance back is definitely one of the things that I want to make sure to do. And just thought I'd stop and share that with you. The other thing too that I've been having problems with, particularly the last couple of weeks, is scent. And I think like that for most of us, when we're nauseous or we're not feeling well, like it's our sense of smell is like really activated. And I guess like I don't feel nauseous, but there is a part of me that feels sort of like borderline, kind of not great, especially after the first week after chemo. But there's something that I've just been noticing, especially this cycle, where it's almost like there's always like a residue of like a weird hospital smell that I'm associating with chemo that doesn't feel good. And so it's almost like this perpetual kind of feeling of like sort of nausea and this sort of like weird smells and stuff like that. And I'm thinking that maybe I can get some essential oils or something like that to maybe try to kind of make another brain association of things, because I find that I'm thinking about it quite a bit, and I think the more that I think about it, the more of a negative association I make. So that's also something else that I'm thinking about. Maybe since I'm out, I have to get some packing tape today, but maybe I can also consider getting some essential oils too. It's kind of crazy to think this is around 2 o'clock in the afternoon in a downtown food court that, you know, a year and maybe 2 months ago, this place would have been just bustling. And now there's only 2 or 3 businesses that are able to stay open, it looks like. And I walked through another food court earlier, and it doesn't look much better over there either. Yeah, I mean, I hope that a lot of these businesses will be able to continue operating once more of the restrictions, well, when the numbers get better and the restrictions are lifted. But yeah, it's tough to see. It's tough to see that there's been so much change and closures and emptiness. I was down in the underground where I showed you the food court, because there was a Rexall down there, and it happens to be the closest one to where I happen to be. And I think that if it was a different time in my life, when I had all my strength and energy and all of that, I would have gone to another one, and I didn't like sort of being indoors and stuff like that. But it also gave me an opportunity to see like how things have changed. I mean, it is pretty eerie. Like I mentioned, it's probably about 2:30 in the afternoon right now. And on one hand, it's good to see that there aren't a whole lot of people out and about. I guess it's, you know, still in the middle of the weekday and stuff like that, so people are working and everything. But yeah, it's pretty sobering. You know, and hope that things start turning around soon. But I hadn't had an opportunity to really see what was going on in that area for a very long time. I used to walk by it pretty regularly, so I knew, you know, kind of like the rhythms and sort of like what it looked like on a regular basis. And it's all very changed now, which is true of not just this corner of the world, but so many places in the world. So yeah, pretty sobering. And just gonna take in a little bit of the sun. I got my packing tape. I found some essential oil on sale, because as it turns out, with the Rexall, the drugstore that I went to, pretty much the whole entire store is on sale. So I got some peppermint essential oil that maybe will help with that scent thing that I talked about earlier. And yeah, I'll just maybe soak up some vitamin D and then start making my way home. Joe. Hi, are you gonna smile this time? No. Yeah, but you could still smile. No. He's usually not so serious, but for some reason you turn. That's true, yes. And here I am with my sunglasses. This is part 2 of today of me being out. And as you can see, I'm with Joe now. What we're doing is we're driving out into the blue walkers.
Zoo station.
I wonder how many people are gonna get that. Like 2 people. Like, who the heck is you two?
1892. You two. Zoo station tour.
Which I saw. Did you see that too? No. Okay. It's so funny. So we're on our way to the Corso Italia area. I recently read an article on Blog.to, which is a local blog, Toronto blog site that's been around for a while. They do like local news and things like that. Whoa, we're coming to a stop. And I was reading this article about this pizzeria in Corso Italia, which is like almost like Little actually not Little Italy. It's a little further north than that. It's called Corso Italia. And I was like looking at the picture. So the article is talking about the pizza owner, and the name of the place is like Frank's Pizza House. And it was talking about the owner who's had visual impairment issues, and since he was young, and is now considered to be legally blind. And so part of the challenge that he's been facing is that he has a family of 5, and he has this family-owned business, and he's just been persevering, but also having his difficulties. I mean, there's COVID, and the fact that he's had more the impairment of his vision has decreased steadily throughout his life. And as I was reading through this, and I saw the picture of the guy, I was just thinking, this looks like a guy that I went to primary school with. But his name wasn't Frank, and I kept thinking, this looks like George or Giorgio. I feel like when we were young, that's what he went by, Giorgio Taverniti. And I reread the article again, and it turns out that the name of the place is Frank's Pizza House, but his name is George, and it is George. And so we're going over there to just support his business, buy a couple of pizzas, and we're gonna watch the Insanity, which is the 4 hours of Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, tonight. So we figured that would be kind of a fun thing to do on a Friday night. So just that's what we're doing, and I'll get you back in when we're at Frank's Pizza House. So I ordered a couple of personal sized pizzas from Frank's Pizza House, and they told me about 45 minutes, so we've been waiting for a few minutes to get here, but I think that we're ready to go. I'm gonna turn the camera around and I'll show you the place. So it took us a while to get home, so it's no longer really piping hot, but I think it looks really great. I actually had an opportunity to talk to George for a few minutes, and he remembered me from primary school. That's really, really funny. So we're going to now have our pizzas and watch the Snyder Cut of the Justice League. So I hope everyone's taking good care, and I'll talk to you real soon.